The Super Mario Bros. Sequel is currently set to release in 2026. This suggests the studio is going to spend a good amount of time making sure the movie is up to standard, but not dwelling on it so long that it gets lost in production. That said, it's still up in the air about how they're going to depict the characters after the first movie had some deviations from the norm. Mario came across a bit more helpless, Luigi didn't get much time on the screen, which is pretty normal, but was starting to turn around with additions like Luigi's Mansion. But also the iconic Princess Peach kind of went more in a action hero direction, rather than a princess as she has been throughout the series. So they could continue in the same direction, reinventing the Mario universe to suit more modern tastes and not adhering to canon quite as much. I'm Jackie Hawk, and this is Nami Nation by Kai's Korner Productions. The Legend of Zelda movie is much vaguer about when we can expect it, written only as 2020X in a Nintendo financial report. That gives us potentially the rest of the decade to wait, but Wes Ball, the director, has been very eager about the movie since late 2023, saying that the team wants to make something really special. Staying with Nintendo, the Switch successor will be backwards compatible, to the relief of many gamers. If you have a substantial game library, you want to know that you can still play those games for at least the next console. The online membership will also still be around in the same way, so you don't lose it when you have the new successor to the Nintendo Switch. Sales have been falling for that original console given how old it is, so it does make sense that an updated console will be revealed soon to boost profit. Most are expecting still sometime next year, possibly in the early part of the year, but no specific date has been given. An important date passed recently for Mass Effect fans, the iconic N7 Day on November 7th, which usually marks the announcement of a new update for the Mass Effect game series. BioWare did come out and say that N7 Day would be quieter after the release of Dragon Age the Veilguard in October, but we do have some news on the Mass Effect front, just not with the game. Originally announced in 2021 by the Amazon MGM Studios, this TV series has finally gotten news. Most likely this was sparked by the success of the Fallout TV show, inspiring the studio to pursue the series in the interest of more profit. There are some mixed feelings in the fandom, however. Certainly a TV show is better suited to adapting most games than a movie would be, but some of the best examples of that have had team members that are still in this TV series. For example, the executive producer for Uncharted, the movie, is also going to be involved in this TV series. For those of you who have not seen the Uncharted movie or played the game series, the movie attempts to combine all the game series into one movie. With Uncharted alone, that was a terrible idea and led to middling outcomes. With Mass Effect, it would be almost impossible to rush through the entire narrative that way. So having it as a TV series at least expands the amount of time that the storytellers would have to depict the narrative across 3 games, but it's unclear at this time if the Mass Effect movie is going to be about Commander Shepard or if it's just going to be set in the Mass Effect universe. One silver lining is that the executive producer from Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and The Punisher will be involved, so it is very promising that he might be able to influence this in a good direction. For the fans of games even older than the original Mass Effect, it could be exciting news that retro arcade games have been showcased in a Chicago museum. There has been pushback to the idea of video games as art, or even a legitimate form of entertainment, with a good amount of harsh stereotypes surrounding gamers. It's a big change and very refreshing to see the College Museum of Art in Chicago highlighting the history and culture of retro games. The exhibit is named after a 2020 documentary called Insert Coin. It has 15 arcade games to play, as well as artifacts, artworks, and renderings. No retro collection would be complete, of course, without video clips and other items from the history of gaming. These exhibits span across 4 different galleries and encourage viewers to discuss how games, like other art forms, have a mutually influential relationship with society, and this should help broaden the general perception of gamers, both among regular people out and about and people within the art and creative industries. Some articles about this exhibit do sound a little elevated to appeal more to a gallery crowd, but gamers should still be pleased to see it around. And with any luck, it starts a trend for more of us across the country and the world to enjoy the culture of gaming. And on the subject of society, both in the US and around the world, many of us will be facing down some stressful times after the US election. Some of us are feeling the effects already, either financially or culturally. When the real world gets overwhelming, it's important to take time to rest and refresh your mind. So step back and indulge in some self-care with these cozy games that help you put the real world aside for a moment and unwind. Whether you have the games on this list already or you've been waffling on them, now is a good time to check out the updated content. Stardew Valley has added festivals, home improvements, crops, dialogue, NPC clothing, dozens of items, and best of all, a new quest and a new farm type. Existing game files will still get these benefits, but a fresh start will give you the best experience. And with a farm type to explore that's completely new, it's very easy to pick up a new file. If you love a farming sim, but you'd rather have a witchy touch, Wildflowers, that's WYLDE, is absolutely the game for you. The final round of updates added hairstyles, plus a new salon and character to go with it. Magical creatures were another new discovery, and the island's lighthouse can be restored at last. No Man's Sky is for the sci-fi lovers out there, being an open-world game from 2022 set in outer space. The relaxed mode focuses on the exploration aspects of gameplay, without so much of the pressure that sometimes comes with the events and challenges in the game. The autumn updates brought fishing, new regions, challenges, expeditions, and items to the game. A little to the left is a puzzle game that's very much about finding your flow and settling in, so it's great if you want to just turn your brain off and zone out for a little bit. This game has relatively new DLC released in June 2024, following the Cupboards and Drawers release in 2023. More levels and bonus puzzles will soothe your brain, and that can be just what you need. Keep up with video game news and recommendations by our team by following Nami Nation and subscribing wherever you listen to your podcasts. For other entertainment content, take a look at the KKP YouTube channel by Kai's Korner Productions as well. This is Jackie Hawk, and I will see you next time.